For the past 2 months, I have been working my way through a whole bunch of Rene of Paris wigs. They sent me all of their Muse series and pretty much all of their more fashion forward wigs, and I've been working my way slowly through all of those pieces. Now the Muse series is a fashion collection. Most of the pieces come in fashion colors like the one on my head, although each one does come in a brunette and a blonde. The wig I'm wearing is Allure Wavez in the color Frozen Sapphire. We're going to talk all about this style and this color right now. My name is Denise. I'm also known as Hey Wig Sister on Instagram and Facebook. I timestamp everything in my videos, so in my reviews I should say. So if you're only here because you're curious about this color, then you can skip ahead to the color segment, and all of those chapters or timestamps are below in the description. I would like to thank Rene of Paris. They sent me a whole bunch of their wigs a couple of months ago, and so I've been working my way through them slowly so that I can show you guys some of these really fun fashion styles. Now I know these aren't for everybody, so if you're new here, I really do show everything from budget synthetic all the way up to more luxury human hair, because you just never know what someone will be looking for, and I really want to help my wig sisterhood as much as I can. You can find this wig at Name Brand Wigs. I will put some details in the description as well as a coupon code that will save you 30%. Let's take a look at this one from all sides. We've got some super mermaid hair here, like major mermaid hair. So Allure Wavez is a heat-friendly synthetic piece, and this one comes in 9 colors. We'll talk about this color a little bit later in the video, but it definitely does have, I think, a couple of blondes and one kind of natural looking brunette. I think it's marble brown. So if you're loving the style, but you don't really want a fashion color, they might have one that will work for you. This piece has a lace front and a center mono part. There's that lace, and you can see that part line right there. I'll show you inside the cap. It's a pretty wide center part. There's that lace, kind of temple to temple. So if you don't want it to be exactly in the center, you can shift this just a little bit because of how wide it is. And between shifting it more toward the edge and twisting the wig a little bit, I'll show you that when I put it back on, you might be able to achieve a partially side part on this one. We've got ear tabs with bendable stays, extended nape, Velcro adjusters, and the rest of this is closed wefted. I actually don't mind closed wefted wigs. Sometimes I find them more comfortable than open wefting, and you don't have to deal with the fibers poking through the other side of the wefts, which can sometimes be a challenge. Throw her back on. Now what I meant by shifting the cap, because this is fairly wide, I can feel the edge of the part right there. So you've got a little bit of space to move it more over to the side, and then if you want to shift it ever so slightly, you can achieve more of a side part by doing that. Either shift it this direction or that direction. The little tiny bit I shifted, it does make this ear tab further up here and this tab further down, but they're not huge ear tabs. So I do think you've got a little bit of room to shift, and that way you can achieve more of a side part if the center part doesn't tickle your fancy, if you will. Now this one does have a beautiful wave pattern, and we've got a whole bunch of layers. So it does have that kind of trendy face framing layer appearance in the front. Now this piece does not have Permatease, so we don't have, maybe a few little crimpy fibers at the crown, but nothing poofy, nothing pillowy. So it's very flat on the very top and has a very flat profile. You're not going to get a lot of volume out of this one. So if you like to zhuzh up your wigs and get bigger hair, you're just not going to do that with this one. Although I would say this has a moderate to heavy density. There's that ponytail. So it has a fair amount of hair. This feels like very full hair. You're just not getting the volume on the very top. But if you want to take advantage of the lace front that this has, you can pull the hair up in the front and you can give yourself like a little poof, and you can achieve just a little bit of volume by doing that. But without doing that, you're really not going to get a fullness on this piece at all. And if you want to cut bangs in, because I do get that question all the time, I think you can, but I have got a cowlick right here, and it's pretty pronounced. So if you decide you want to cut bangs into this, what you'll need to do is take some heat to it. This is high heat friendly, so you can take a hot comb, you can take a hot airbrush, you can take any heat tool that will help you achieve what you're trying to achieve, and try to get that cowlick to go away so that it will lay flat in the front. Your piece might not have as much of a cowlick as mine does, but if it does, to cut bangs into this, you will need to do something to get them to lay flat. The beauty is heat will work on this one because it is high heat friendly. One thing I'm really surprised about on this one, it really doesn't tangle very much. Sure, it tangles a little bit because this is really long, so kind of right at the very bottom, but these fibers allow for those tangles to comb right out. I have had long synthetic wigs like this, and the tangling can be really difficult to deal with. I am not experiencing a lot of problem. Right there was a little bit of a tangle, and look at how easy I got it out. I'm really not experiencing much of a problem with this one. If I would have had to guess, I would have thought that tangling might be an issue with this one, but it really isn't. So these fibers are really doing a great job of not being tangled. If you wanted to take a curling iron to this and get more of a curl pattern, if you wanted to take a straightener to it, you can do any of those things with this one. In addition, you can always trim some of the length. So let's just say you love everything about it, but it's just a little bit too long for you. You can definitely trim the length on this one. You can also wear this one in a ponytail, so I do think that there's going to be some styling flexibility with this one for sure. Let's talk about fit. So in general, I would say Rene of Paris is known for running a little bit smaller than average. Not really average petite, but their caps can run a little bit on the small side of average. In this case, I would say this is running fairly similar to Rene of Paris wigs. I have room. I have some extra cap. I have some extra room in the circumference. But because this is a fashion wig, I would have expected this one to be a lot bigger than it is. That's sometimes what you can find with fashion wigs. I think part of the philosophy is a fashion wig maybe being worn by someone with hair, so they make the cap a little bit bigger because they're not technically medical wigs, so that someone with hair can wear them. It's not huge on me, let me just put it that way. If I wore a wig grip with this, it would be perfectly fine. These ear tabs are exactly where I like them. I have no worries about the part of the cap covering my ear, so I definitely wouldn't recommend this for more average large. I would say solidly average and down. I think this will work. All right, I think I got it all. Let's talk about color. Frozen Sapphire. This color, just wait until you see these roots outside. This is basically like an icy blue base. So we've got, and just, it's like a frozen blue. I mean, it's just really beautiful, kind of a silvery blue color. And then you've got a dark blue-black root. Although I'm really not seeing black, inside here, this is the most vibrant indigo. But outside, it is so bright. It's just incredible. And this base, so pretty. Kind of a grayish, silverish blue. Like I said, and you can see they've got that down at the nape as well, sort of that same root. I don't know if you can tell against the black cap, but this beautiful, vibrant indigo blue is also at the nape of it. That's it. Let's get outside so you can see this color outside. And thanks once again to Rene of Paris for sending me this beautiful, fun Allure waves. See you guys soon. All right, look at that root out here. Wow. So I have not filmed my review yet. I just pulled her out of the box so I could get out here before it rains. I did not expect that root at all. Obviously this is a fashion color, but it can be really fun to show different things, and who knows, somebody out there is looking for a super, super fashion forward color like this. Ooh, the dew point is 72. I am absolutely melting right now. Hopefully you got a good look at this fun color. Hey friends, thanks so much for watching. Here are a few videos I think you might enjoy. Go ahead and click on one and watch.